What up, what up, what up? Give you three ingredients for our nachos. Some sharp cheddar cheese. Some nacho cheese Doritos. And some bacon French onion dip. I know that sounds like a whole lot to remember, but trust me, it's not. We got our plates. And to make these delicious nachos, you simply need to repeat step 1 through 3 twice. You too. Nacho cheese Doritos. Yummy. Step 1, making some weekend nachos. You're gonna add a layer of chips, just like that. Okay, so we're gonna add some nacho cheese Doritos crisps. Step 2, we're gonna take a sprinkle of our sharp cheddar cheese. We're gonna add it to the top of our chips. Step 1, add our chips. Step 2, add the cheese. There we go, now it's nicely covered. Step 3, we're gonna take Dean's French onion with bacon dip. Now we're gonna take a couple dollops. Dollop it on top of our nacho chips. What can I say that chip dip's that good? But now that you got the cheese dip and chips, we're going to repeat. Now, if you really want some dank nachos, double your ingredients. Got enough cheese on here. Be extra difficult to make. Oh, god damn it. Trying to pick up the Doritos. Gonna spill them all over the plate like a... Put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, 34 seconds. Short minute bursts. You'll see what it looks like when it's done. It'll have that nacho look. No, weekend nachos, oh joy, go Cobra. You don't want to put too many ingredients because it can melt over your plate. You see when the cheese is all melted with the fresh onion dip? That's what you want. These nachos are hot, so let them cool off. Those nachos are hot. That's how I make nachos. If you don't like the way I make nachos, make them differently. I use nacho cheese Doritos, sharp cheddar cheese, and a bacon French onion dip. Piss off. After microwaving those crisps, or chips as the Americans call them, our nacho cheese Doritos have nacho flavor. Did you pay attention to steps 1, 2, and 3? I hope so, because if you didn't, you can't make nachos. Step 1, you add a very small layer of chips. Then you add your nacho ingredients as follows. Step 2 and 3 is repeat. You want a plate full of nachos. What sucks about eating nachos? You go to grab like a chip from the top layer. The top layer chips have all the goodness, and bottom layer chips, not so much. And it's like, okay, you want to make better nachos? You gotta do nachos just like that. Chips, toppings, repeat. You see what I'm saying? So that when you microwave it or nuke it or put it in the oven, you have a layer of chips on the bottom that has cheese, and a layer of chips on the top that has cheese. That's how you make a proper nacho. I don't know about y'all, but I love nachos, especially on the weekend. But nachos suck when only the top layer has cheese and the bottom layer, not so much. I'm like, dude, that's why you chips, cheese, ingredients, and then when you're out of your ingredients list, you repeat the process. I'll give you an example. These nachos contain nacho cheese Doritos, sharp cheddar cheese, and some bacon French onion dip. So I do a small layer of the nacho Doritos cheese chips, crisps, whatever you want to call them, a sprinkle of cheese, a couple scoops of that bacon French onion dip, repeat. You make this big old pile of chips. Bottom pile has the same ingredients as the top pile, and when it all nukes and microwaves together, you're getting a decent plate of nachos, my friend. If you're gonna make nachos, every ingredient that you make on your nachos has to repeat at least twice. Every ingredient that you make on your nachos has to repeat at least twice, in my opinion. Yeah, it doesn't have to be the exact same recipe as my nachos. Oh, no. The nachos I just got done making are stoner bachelorette, bachelor college food type nachos. Now, after letting those bastards cool for a hot minute, we're gonna dig into our nachos and you're gonna see for yourself. Bottom layer has all your nacho ingredients. Then the top layer has the same amount of ingredients. It all congeals, so you got layers of chips, cheese, sauce, etc. And if you're paying attention, you know what's up. Earlier, I took a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Christmas tree. You know the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups that come out in the shape of Christmas trees. And I stuffed it in a 2-liter of Pepsi and I shook it up. I did that earlier because I was bored and I wanted to see what it would taste like. And sticking a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup into a Pepsi Cola soda pop. Okay, that is some next level, my friends. Pepsi with the taste of Reese's Peanut Butter Cup is so delicious. Literally, you grab some Pepsi, and if you got like a little 2-liter, or excuse me, the little bottles about the same size as this. The 1 milliliter. If you had a 2-liter of Pepsi, you have to stick more than 1 in there, dude. I'd stick like 4 or 5 in there if it was a 2-liter. You grab a 2-liter of Pepsi Cola and your Reese's Peanut Butter Cup candies, and you stick it in like the ones with actual chocolate, not the Reese's Pieces, which are delicious. But I digress. And then you wait for the fizz to die down after shaking it up with all that sugary goodness, and you drink it. If Pepsi Cola did a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup flavored cola, it would sell like hotcakes. In my opinion, the secret to making good nachos, you could have homemade tortilla chips. That's fine. You want the secret to making good nachos? Yeah! Your first layer has to be chips, then all of your ingredients for your nachos on top of it, and then you do a second layer if you can fit it. Okay, so if you bust through that first layer of nachos, like this is delicious, your second layer of nacho is going to be delicious, dude. I'm telling you right now, if you get a plate of nachos at any restaurant, period, and the bottom layer don't have the same ingredients as the top layer, you're not getting proper nachos. Now these chips have had a chance to solidify and cool off. Let's get ourselves a piece. First chip off that top layer. Excuse me. These chips trying to come off. We caught it. So you got the crisps with the cheese and the dip. These nacho cheese Doritos crisps with the nacho cheese flavoring. Oh, look at that cheese pull. Stop it. I told you your boy Cobra knows how to make nachos. And that's not a stretch. It doesn't matter if you're throwing your nachos in the oven or the microwave. Microwave's a little bit quicker. Microwave's where it's at. Look at that cheese pull. Look at those nachos. Mm-hmm. You see this right here? Your top layer's got nachos and cheese. Your bottom layer's got cheese and nachos. Now, by the time I bust through that bottom layer of chips and nachos and cheesy goodness, little chunks of cheese and oh yeah. This is how you make nachos. Even if the flavor profile is not your cup of tea. Whatever you're putting on your nachos, it does not matter. It is your nachos. It is your creation. You make it tasty and beautiful in your own special way. However, in my experience of making nachos, you gotta use the double tap method. Chips, or your crisps, your cheese, your dip, repeat. And just stack it. Oh. You can make some amazing food with just 3 ingredients in a microwave. Keep in mind this is only nacho cheese Doritos, some shredded cheese, and some French onion bacon dip. See now that I picked away at the top layer, bottom layer's got cheese. You see what I'm getting at? If you're gonna make proper nachos, you gotta double up on your layers. I don't know how you make your nachos, and you may make your nachos with more culturally appropriate ingredients, but you literally, once I got through this top layer, extra cheese, yes please. You know what's up, spooky girl? Hell yeah. I don't care what culture you live in. How could you not like nacho cheese Doritos? They're just a classic staple of your mass-produced crisp snack. Chips, crisps, whatever you want to call them. I haven't had Doritos in a long time. When you haven't had Doritos in a long time and they're like your favorite chip, you're just like, oh. Now the bacon French dip, it has chunks of bacon in it to go with a classic French onion dip. And then when you microwave it on top of your nachos, it congeals. The French dip melts with the cheddar cheese. And it creates a most decadent flavor profile. And I repeat the process every time. The process being, okay, if you've been paying attention, how to make proper nachos. You get a plate, put some chips on there, put some cheese, and whatever else you're putting on top of your nachos. Okay, it all sounds good and groovy, but like, what if you want another layer? So you add another layer. You just do it because you're ballsy like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. Chips, nacho ingredients, repeat. If you can repeat it twice in the same setting, in my personal opinion, you've made a proper plate of nachos. So here's the trick. Like I showed you, Cool Cobras, you want to have layers between layers. You get done eating your top layer of nachos, like, oh, these are delicious. Num, 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 num. And then you get to your bottom layer and you still got cheese and chips and whatever else you put on top of it. So you want to repeat your layers. When making nachos, repeat your layers. And repeat the layer a second time. So that when you bake your nachos and all that cheese melts and you pull it out of the oven, and then your clientele, your friends, your family, your customers, whoever you're serving it to, is going, ooh, nachos, how exotic. Because if you're from the UK, you know what I'm saying, you're looking at Mexican food like it's exotic. And let's be real, that's exactly how it is. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. I personally believe the best way to experience someone's culture is through their food and music. But that's just me personally. I like using nacho cheese Doritos. It just seems to fit. Like milk and cereal, you know, it's just, some things just go hand in hand. Maybe hit it with some like freshly shredded there's so many awesome, I love cheese, it's so delicious. What's the name of that cheese with the holes in it? Swiss cheese, there we go. Brain fart. No, but if you do the same recipe with like Cool Ranch Doritos, shredded Swiss cheese, and a little bit of sour cream dip, you get the same effect. You know, if like nacho is nacho flavor choice, man. If you think you're having a bad Christmas season, believe me, it could be worse. It always could be worse. And that's kind of how I look at life, you know. But hopefully we discussed the finer points of making a proper plate of nachos. And there you go. Oh, Cobra, I'm just not sure how you make nachos. How do you do that again? I showed you the secret. Are you paying attention? Because you want to have your chips, your cheese, your veggies, and your meats. Repeat the layers. In my personal opinion, it's already gained the Cobra seal of approval.